Hi, welcome to this part of my review featuring Legacy of the Cage, the Gauntlet. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review, featuring this dice-powered mixed martial arts action fighting game that you can play as a competitive experience or as a solo experience, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about fighter progression. Let's start talking about earning and losing hype. You earn and lose hype after the conclusion of a match. When you win, the amount of hype you earn depends on the hype tier of the fighter you defeated. High tier opponents are worth more hype than low tier opponents. When you lose, the amount of hype you lose depends on your current hype tier. The amount of hype won or lost can be found in the table hype earned and lost by tier. Another way to think of it is the winner pulling hype from the loser proportional to the loser's hype tier. In addition to the base earned or lost hype per match, you may earn bonus hype for achieving certain events, such as a long win streak or winning a title match. You always earn 50 bonus hype for a win. The summary of all hype bonus events is in the bonus hype events table. Fighters on streaks longer than 3 fights earn or lose ever increasing amounts of hype. A fighter's 4th win earns him or her 25 bonus hype, and every consecutive win after that fighter earns an additional 25 bonus hype. Their 5th win earns 50 hype. The 6th win earns 75, and so forth. Of course, this works the other way around if you are constantly losing matches. When you earn enough hype to cross into the next hype tier, you do so immediately. Similarly, when you lose enough hype to cause you to drop to a lower tier, you do so immediately as well. Hype tiers and the required hype for each are described in the hype tiers table. Let's talk about advancement points. You earn these points, abbreviated as AP, by participating in fights. Winning is more lucrative than losing, but you earn AP for all fights regardless of the outcome. You also earn a bonus AP reward the first time you cross into a higher hype tier. You spend advancement points between fights to acquire new skills or improve stat scores. Let's talk about titles. In Legacy of the Cage, you and your fellow competitors decide how many titles and which fighters will compete for those titles. If you are playing the Gauntlet solo, the title is first held by the champion non-player fighter and earned by your own fighter should you win your match against him or her. The first time you win a title, you earn an additional 125 hype. While you hold the title, for every successful defense, that is, a match you win where the title was at stake, you earn a bonus 45 hype. If you lose the title and later win it back, you earn a bonus 75 hype for regaining the title. Concerning injuries, sometimes the violence in the cage results in a painful and unfortunate injury. Some of the injuries could be minor, such as cuts and bruises. They may slow your fighter down, reducing that fighter's ability to recover, or making some of that fighter's moves less effective. These injuries only affect a fighter in the current fight. They always dissipate between fights and leave no lasting effects. Minor injuries occur when a fighter suffers damage to the critical durability pool. When your fighter suffers damage to the critical durability pool, whether as a result of a critical strike or submission attempt, or because the fighter's only durability remaining is critical, you must roll a minor injury check to determine if the fighter sustains an injury. It's important to note that you always burn heart at the very end of the segment during which you suffered a critical strike or submission attempt. Now, when it comes to major injuries, these are severe consequences that can nag a fighter for multiple fights, or even the entire duration of that fighter's career. These injuries are so serious that they may end up forcing your fighter into early retirement. All of these injuries apply negative modifiers to your different checks, the moves and attacks that you are performing and such. Let's talk about longevity. Longevity measures the time your fighter has left in his or her career. Fighting is a dangerous sport with physical repercussions for those who make it their profession. Over the years, a fighter accrues wear and tear that slowly but steadily adds up. Eventually, if you take enough longevity loss, your fighter must hang up the gloves for the last time. Upon retirement, your fighter may no longer fight in matches, earn AP or spend AP to learn new skills or increase stat scores. You may choose to retire a fighter at any time before his or her longevity reaches 0. You may choose to give a portion of your retired fighter's unspent AP to the next fighter you create. This fighter may use the AP to acquire skills or improve stat scores before his or her first fight if they so choose. Otherwise, that fighter may hold it for as long as he or she wishes to spend it later on. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part we are going to talk about skills. As you can see, the way that titles, hype, injuries are handled is quite realistic despite the abstract game elements. And I think it's really cool that you can hand out or pass on your unspent AP when you retire your fighter to another created fighter. Maybe that new fighter is a student of the previous fighter, and so it's a representation of passing down your experience, your technique to the new fighter. Thank you for watching this part of the review, and thank you for your likes and your comments. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. Once again, thank you, and see you later.